What's going on, too? Grease Monkey back at it. So it's been some years since I've been on YouTube and basically putting this video out for SRE Customs because you're having some trouble with a lot of people actually having a lot of the troubles figuring out how the little modification of the smaller fuel tanks that a lot of people use for drag racing, airplanes, boats, and all type of stuff. Took me a little minute to figure it out because it's not a lot of people that do the boats, airplanes, or anything with these tanks anymore. So I had to figure it out myself. So a lot of people don't know it because a lot of the old school people that used to do these stuff in the boats and stuff aren't really at it anymore in the hobby. So this is a quick video for them since I couldn't send a 20-second video out talking as fast as I could through an email. I'm gonna go ahead and make a personal video on YouTube to go ahead and send them since things ain't going the way I'm trying to send through a simple email and can't send a 20-second video out. So I'm just saying this, that, and the other. But quick view of it is that the fuel tank that he's trying to do is going to be one of these fuel tanks that you typically catch in drag vehicles to lighten up the chassis and stuff like that. So we got our 3 ports coming off from the fuel tank. You got the first one going off to the return. We got our second one here is going to be our vent valve that allows fuel to go, not fuel, sorry, air to flow through without bogging out on your engine, because without this here, that is going to cause the engine to bog out because there's no way of getting air into the fuel tank. So our third part is going to be coming off from the tank to a 2-way valve and to the bottom pump of the carburetor. Once we got there, let's understand what the 2-way valve is. 2-way valve is going to be, like it say, 2-way valve. So one, you're going to need a tank like this. A tank that allows you to pump fuel in there. You already got your fuel connector on the tip and everything like that. And what you need is this 2-way valve. With the 2-way valve, basically when your airflow and when your fuel is on flow, you're pushed up. You got different types when it comes to the 2-way valves. This is the cheapest one that my pockets could afford right now, and they got all types of different types. But basically, when you got fuel flow on, it allows fuel from the tank, like you just seen that bubble, to the carburetor is what that allows. So now when it comes to me using my fuel tank, I got my fuel flow, get out my way. I got my fuel tank that allows the fuel to flow right here. So once I go ahead and pluck that out, I got my fuel line right there. Oh, that's on the ground. Got you in a second. Coming from my fuel tank. Once I come from the fuel tank, go ahead, plug that bad boy in there. When I plug it in there, pop that bad boy on. That cuts the fuel flow to the carburetor. There's a couple of theories when you're pumping your fuel that it's a possibility from the pressure that you're putting into it that it's going to go ahead and pop the diaphragm or even flood the engine. Is a couple of theories. So what I have going on here is now flowing the fuel to the fuel tank. Another thing is that I have the quick disconnect on this. When I'm pumping fuel, I disconnect this here because, mind you, this is a 1-way valve. This allows air to go in, but won't allow air to escape out. So when I'm pumping the fuel in there, I realize there's a lot of tension on that pump when I'm pumping things. So once I open up that quick disconnect, that allows the fuel to pump in the air freely without putting pressure on anything. And once I'm finished pumping, connect that 2-way back. Once I connect that 2-way back, pop that bad boy back on. That allows that fuel to flow completely through the line. This here cuts off to my fuel tank, so there's nothing going on. And this is also known as a way if it was any type of emergency, kill switch not working or anything like that. This is known as another way of emergency of cutting off the engine, because once you pop this down, it won't allow fuel to flow to that engine at all anymore, and it would actually cut the engine off. So that's known as an emergency way. I done learned in the airplanes and boats and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the setup as you see. Fuel line going into the pump, and then finish off, disconnect that bad boy. Once I disconnect it, get my piece here, put it back up in there. Like you see, you don't even realize because I put things in there so damn fresh up in there. But basically, that's the way you're setting up things if you really want to get your things running correctly. I mean, you can do it your own way. You don't have to have your air vent line going as long as I had it. You can have it as a little snubby, but when I had my panels on here and everything, I like the way it looks with the vent valve being poked out the top like that. So, I mean, got your ways of doing it. Necessary things are going to be two-way valve to allow fuel to flow completely through when pumping, cutting from the carb to only the tank, and then your vent valve. The vent valve you can get off a DDM that allows fuel air to come in and not escape out. So that's the way. And also, next necessity is going to be that quick disconnect. Once you disconnect here, that allows the airflow to go through when you're pumping your fuel with this quick disconnect right here. So those are necessities to try and do the tank on there. So when it comes to it, do it your way, do it how you want to, but the only necessities really needed is two-way valve, vent valve, and everything is your way from there. So like I say, first video back from years, my little one, 6 years, but actually just yesterday turning 7. So that's the little monster that took all the money out my pocket. Like you see, I've been in the hobby for years and still ain't get to touch a Taylor SRE motor and none of them big money motors yet. So I still got a little bit to the money get right with this little one being so young. So I'll be back on the scene with something harder. That's work putting videos out for. I ain't got nothing work putting the video out. Got this bad boy I just finished getting together after a guy done sit here and call himself DDTing my ass into a goddamn tree. And his ass on punishment. I ain't gonna want to talk to him for a while. Lucky he ain't touched this damn truck full of damn carbon fiber, and I bashed this bad boy, and luckily none of them carbon fiber pieces broke besides that bad boy that done sat there and broke because my differential exploded on me. But definitely be back on the scene when I got something work coming out. So y'all boys have a good holiday, New Year's, and be safe out there with this crazy world right now.